giza. My love for you, baby, ni kama nyota bingwa. Na kumiss my love, oh baby, wewe ni wangu kabisa, oh lady. Mapenzi yetu hayana mwisho, for you I'll lay it all, bila kikwazo. Tukiwa pamoja, dunia ni zetu, kama mto majini yatiririka sote tu. Your heartbeat, it's my melody ndani mwangu. Hapo penzi tulilona njiani, hakuna mwambuko. Ukiniangalia, napata strength mpya. You are my sunrise, kila siku ipa maana. Nikisema nakupenda na maanisha kabisa. Na pamoja tutakuwa till mwisho wa ndoa. Na kumiss my love, oh baby, wewe ni wangu kabisa, oh lady. Mapenzi yetu hayana mwisho, for you I'll lay it all, bila kikwazo.
Good morning, good afternoon, good what? Good whatever time of the day, good evening, good what have I not said? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good before lunch if you've not eaten lunch, good after lunch if you've eaten lunch, good night, which other one? All good everything. It's a good day. It's a good start to the week. Everything good, everything absolutely good. Welcome everyone to this fantastic discussion. As you can see, I am very excited. I am very excited about it. We do this once a month and we wait for the third Monday of every month with such anticipation. And today we are here. The time has come. Yeah, and I'm sure you have enjoyed that beautiful music. For those who are joining us for the first time, we always listen to romantic music, songs of love, because we must love ourselves. What is there not to love about ourselves? What is there not to love about the conversations we are having? What's there not to love about Monday, as we don't suffer those Monday blues things that people suffer? No, our Mondays are fantastic like this. So yes, feel at home, feel at Zoom, feel at online, feel at webinar, feel at everything. Okay, let me stop there because clearly you can see the excitement is a lot. So this is our question and answer monthly webinar. We do this for employee experience, customer experience, to empower ourselves in business, to ensure that we are running as best as we can, to pour into ourselves and to make the world a better place, because surely the world must be a better place as a result of us being here. Yeah, so this is it. And we have all these webinars that we've been running over the past, I don't know whether it's now 2 years, maybe it's 2 years, maybe a little less. So we'll put our YouTube channel up and you can go there in case you missed any webinar. You can go back and just check out what we've been doing. There's just so much going on in there and we are happy to have you. So what we are doing today, this is what we are doing today. Let me first greet people. Hi, Wanja. Wanja is one of our members, you know, like member 001, one of those. Wanja is always here contributing so powerfully. I see you, Wanja. Welcome. Welcome, Tabi Modoni. Hello, good people. Yeah, we are the good people. We answer to that. There's some names we don't answer to. Good people. Yeah, we are the good peeps. Yep. So here we go. So today we are having a conversation about conversations. We are having a discussion about discussions. Yeah. And so we are communicating about communicating. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? Yeah. So we are talking about how to speak well, how to communicate with impact, how to get the things we want to say said in a way that they will land well. How do we have our customer experience stories, the persuasions that we have? How do we have our employee experience stories, the persuasions that we have? be heard, be felt, be understood, be accepted. How do we get all this going? Because we have so much to say. We have so much knowledge. We have so much to share. We have so much we want to get across. But many times we don't do this the way we should do this. And so today we want to discuss that so that it stops being a bottleneck and it starts being something that just flows. And with us today is none other than Agatha. First of all, before I even tell you who Agatha is, I must tell you that Agatha is my friend. That is title number one. She is my friend. I keep on telling you over here, all of you, how I know important people. You believe me? Yeah? Every webinar, you believe me. So now believe me more than you believe me. Agatha is my friend, great human being. I love her and I love her passion for people and exactly who she is on the inside and on the outside. So Agatha has done so many fantastic things in this nation. She's been running with being the CEO in tourism and travels, has a passion for hospitality, and that entire industry has led this at C-suite level. Agatha is passionate about business, has run task forces and committees at KEPSA as well. That's her business side. She's a business coach, strategy coach. She can get your business to exactly where you want it to go. So see her behind the green tent for all of those things. Agatha loves stories. She loves stories that have impact. She loves stories that will get conversations moving, going, have value. Yeah. And so she's the co-founder at Engaged, director at Engage. Now, if you don't know what Engage is, I don't know what to tell you. Just pinch yourself. That's all I can tell you. Please pinch yourself, pinch your cheeks, maybe your ears. I don't know. Engage is the premier storytelling platform. It started out as a Kenyan thing. It is now a global thing where people tell stories of impact. Next to this, I can only compare to TED, the TED Talks. Actually, I think our African stories, because Africans are storytellers, far supersedes any TED platform. But do I say, and I'm saying, I have said on record that this is it. And so Agatha gets us to tell our stories, engages the storytelling platform, but beyond that, they do workshops, they help individuals communicate well, they do all kinds of team cohesion activities in corporates and to get businesses going. So much is going on at Engage. I could talk all day about Agatha, but let me jump off this platform and let Agatha do her thing. Agatha, welcome. You're in the right place. Karibu sana. Speak to us today. Speak to us. Tell us something. Anything.
Thank you, Caroline. You all should have a friend like her. She's great for my ego, and then she has the most amazing conversations when we meet for tea and cake. So thank you for having me.
Karibu. Thank you for coming and for being here. And we have conversation, we have questions. These people sent in questions. So we have questions we want to ask you. But before we ask you the questions that we have, there's this question that's always, I don't know whether it's a myth or a fallacy. I don't know whether we need to debunk it or change the narrative, but people always say that it's only a certain kind of people who speak well, that you're born like that, like you're the next Barack Obama, that I can't be that way. I can't speak like Agatha. I can't speak like you, Cara. I'm an introvert. I don't know how to speak. What is that true? Are speakers born? Are they made? How do people get to speak with impact?
So it is true. You can't speak like Barack Obama because only Barack Obama should sound like Barack Obama. You cannot speak like Agatha because only Agatha should sound like Agatha. In that sense, nobody should sound like somebody else.
Right.
If there are any clergy in the room, my apologies in advance. Nobody should sound like, this is the Lord holding my tongue, I'm forgetting his name, but there's a preacher that every upcoming preacher tries to sound like. You shouldn't. But we all are powerful in the way we were created, and we all have something to offer the world. Sadly, majority die when it's only their families who've been subjected to what they have to say.
Right.
And sometimes not even then. So everyone has something to say. Everyone has something of value. We're not wasted space. Otherwise, nature, God, the universe would have taken us out by now. That's my short, non-scientific answer.
Right. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it that each and every one of us has something to say. We have something important to say. We should not limit who we are saying it to. We should take it out into the world. Is there a formula? It is said that communicating in front of people is like a near-death experience, that people would rather just, no, they would rather just, they feel like they want to die. Is there a formula to this? Is there, what's the hack? Is there a quick hack? We're used to hacks. Is there a quick hack that we could use to not feel that way, terrified?
I imagine there are no quick hacks. The only quick hacks are 2-minute noodles, and they taste horrible.
Okay.
So it's not quick.
Okay.
It is hard work. And I think this is, again, if there are any Caucasians in the room, my apologies. I think it's a white man thing, white Mzungu thing of it's close to death. Speaking in front of people. If I gave you a choice, if I gave anyone here a choice, would you rather speak in public or be broke? Like Kenyan broke. You will learn how to speak in public. I think it's also just how badly do you want it? What's at stake for you? And what are the excuses you're giving yourself? So speaking in public is both an art and a science. And this is important. The science is there's the structure, there's certain ways to communicate, to connect with people. There's actually brain science behind speaking, communicating, storytelling, and why it's so powerful. Right. But then the art part is what we were saying earlier.
Yes.
Only Emily should sound like Emily. And maybe Agatha, if she's related to Emily, may sound a bit like Emily, but we all were created with uniqueness and something special about us. So the art is you then take the science of it, how you structure your communication, what you're looking to do with this communication, and infuse your unique flair. And some people their flair will be loud and boisterous, will be energetic like you. Kara, can never be like you. The amount of energy you carry around with you and you don't get tired, that's the art bit of you. I'm different. And the other person is different, and the other person is different. So it's both an art and a science, which means that everyone can do it.
Okay.
Just depends on how badly you want to do it.
Right. I am so encouraged by that. It's everyone can do it. It just depends on how badly you want it. And if we are competing with Kenyan broke, we shall run like Sebastian Sawe towards speaking. I think each and every one of us that needs to get our communication out, our stories out, our message out, our whatever we want to influence out, we should just have that at the back of our heads and just run like a typical Kenyan. So in the house today, we have lots of people who are passionate about customer experience and passionate about employee experience, because these two things are so tied. There's no customer experience without employee experience. However, we are always struggling because we need to create behavior change. And to get great customer experience and to have the customer's experience as well, to have great employee experience, and to have our employees experience greatness in the workplace, behavior change must happen. Culture must happen. Culture is in our habits, in our dailies. But as EX and CX practitioners and passionistas, we find it very difficult to be taken seriously. People feel like these are those soft things. If the finance person comes to speak, people will stand at attention. If the IT person comes to speak, people will give it their entire listening. But when the CX person or the EX person or the person in charge of that speaks, we are not taken seriously at all. How could we overcome this battle? Because it is a real battle. Yeah. What do you think?
Okay.
What we are doing today.
Feelings is what matters to me. So if I am a CEO of a bank, let's use a bank as an example. The things that matter to me is bottom line, is maintaining shareholder value. Let me share something. Maybe this will help.
And the language you're speaking is speaking to us because we are always struggling to convince the CEO, the CFO, the person with the money, the board, the people that we really need to hear us. So even as you speak, you're already resonating at a high level.
Okay. So let's start at the base. The hierarchy of communication as I believe it, as I have seen it in my practice for over a decade.
Yes.
At the very bottom is you, the speaker, the communicator, the EX, CX, passionista.
Yes.
And then there's the message. And at the very top is the audience. So the speaker comes with the message, which is our facts. We need to do X, Y, Z. But audience is supreme. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sacrificing your lunchtime. If you remember nothing else, remember this slide. That audience is supreme. So whoever you're speaking to, what do they want? What is it that they're looking for from you? And all your communication should be structured towards appealing to the audience, engaging with the audience, speaking to what they want. So good communication, a good story must have these three things. There must be an emotional connection. It must make sense. The logic has to be sound. If we're talking about increasing, you call it NPS?
Yes.
Yes. By a ridiculous percentage, base points, and the logic is not sound. Everything else you say, guys, I've already said, this one off. And then you must be credible. So as the speaker, are you credible? What gives you the credibility? When you have come to pitch before and you have been successful in getting the budget, getting the resources, did you deliver? Do you have the qualifications? If you're new, you don't have the experience internally, you're then banking on the credibility that you have come with. Who can vouch and say, Caroline is the person? She has done 1, 2, 3, 4 things. And if that has not been established, you then need to work hard to establish it. The finance person has credibility because at the end of the day, they will be able to cut everyone's budget and provide savings. You will ask for budget, you will get it, and then, I don't know, COVID will happen or something will happen and you will say it is not your fault. But numbers don't lie when it's in business. An IT person is able to sell a scary enough story that if we do not get an upgrade in our systems, we are prone to hacking. that speaks right to the T of the emotions of the decision makers. Because there's both an emotional connection, there's sense, and there's credibility. And I am convinced that EXCX people, once they figure this out, how do you make an emotional connection with the decision makers? It then becomes easier to get decisions made. Does that answer your question?
It does.
Partly.
It does.
Okay.
It does
Push
partly.
harder. Ask me questions too.
Yeah, the things that we are always trying to persuade and convince are hard things. It's budget. Give us the money. We need a CRM tool so that our customers do not struggle. We need more staff. We are struggling with being able to deliver on these strategic objectives. So there is hard things that we need to communicate, and yet customer experience and employee experience are not seen as hard things. So there's a disconnect. How do we connect these things?
Everything you're saying, Carol, you're saying it from the point of the speaker, of you, the speaker, of you, the CX person. Flip it around and tell it to me as your audience, as your CEO. What's in it for me? You're telling me the staff need this, the customers. What's in it for me? Hold on. Let me share. So I have 2-3 slides that I used for pitch storytelling, because what we are talking about is pitching, right?
Yes, we are pitching. We need to pitch.
You're pitching.
Yes.
Okay.
We need to pitch and they need to buy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this recently used with a tech founder. So I'll just share part of it. Yeah. Okay. So can I ask one of your people to read? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Choose anybody. I might choose for you. I
choose
can choose
for me.
for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me choose my friend Brian. Brian Simiu. Brian. Yeah. Brian works in the energy space, clean energy space, very passionate. We have people here in sectors that we won't imagine. They have passion for people, passion for customers.
Passionistas.
Yes, passionistas in the house. Go ahead, Brian Simiu.
Thank you for the chance. I think I'm audible enough.
Yes.
So I think I'll start with the first slide of the logic, which says the problem being solved and solution being pitched makes sense and is verifiable. The second one is credible storyteller. That is, the messenger is viewed by the audience as trustworthy source of information on the subject matter. Then the last one is about emotion. It's explained as follows. There is resonance with what the audience is consciously or subconsciously seeking from the pitch.
So is the thing you're pitching for, is there a resonance with what your audience is looking for? Or is it that's a customer experience thing? They just want people to be happy. So think about the emotional connection with your audience. It is a hard year. Budgets are being cut. You're asking for approval of $500,000 system because it will help, whatever it is, it will help. Is there resonance? And even with $500,000 budget, if there is resonance with what they are consciously or subconsciously seeking for, then it makes it easier to be heard. So here we are today. Then the big problem is that customers can give me an example. I know very little about CX.
Oh, an example.
So give me an example of a big problem.
A big problem is customers keep on complaining about turnaround time. Turnaround time. We are not meeting our turnaround times. To meet these turnaround times, yes, that's the big problem. Yeah. TAT is
Okay.
the big problem, yes.
And then you have a solution. What's your solution?
The solution to this TAT is threefold. We need technology to get it going. It's costly. We need the people on the floor of the house to understand that they need to get the work done so that the customer is served. Their jobs are not just their jobs, the customer is the employer. We need to get that buy-in as well at that level. And then we need sufficient people, the human resource to do the work. We are so stretched thin, we can't hack it. So if we get those three things, TAT will get resolved.
Plus, it sounds like you have more problems than you need three things. The problem is one, but you need three things. Are you able to compress it and then use? So there's two things with storytelling. There's storytelling with data, and then so using data to tell a story, and then also telling the story in the data. What is the data saying? What story is the data telling? And how can you tell a different story with that data, remembering that you have to make an emotional connection, you have to be aligned with a strategy, with the current realities of what the organization is going through, so that we get to a better future. So what's the current situation? Why isn't it ideal? When you say TAT is a problem, why isn't it ideal? Because customers have to wait a long while. Who isn't it ideal for? So yes, the customers, but who else isn't it ideal for? And is there data that proves this? Why should C-suite care? How does it affect them? Does it affect their bonuses? I've worked with people who struggle to land this point, and the day they manage to connect this with C-suite bonuses, it made sense. We are reducing X for this half year so that next year X can happen. So data is very important. Yeah?
Right.
So there's an opportunity to explain the problem in a way that connects emotionally, and you have the credibility as the subject matter expert.
Yes, I am tracking with it. Question, because you said something very profound and fundamental.
Yes.
There is data to back up the story, and there is stories inside the data. Maybe you can unpack that a little bit so that we get where you're going with that and we do it right the next time we are having these conversations, which is today.
Okay. So storytelling with data is saying we want to get this CRM system, to upgrade our CRM system, because research has shown that our turnaround time is 48 hours or 64 hours, while we promised XYZ. And in other organizations, similar organizations, it has been proven that an investment of X returns whatever.
Yes.
But telling the story of the data is looking at the existing data and saying this trend has been like this. And in these periods, between 9 and 12 a.m., we usually have a peak in customer calls, customer complaints. And this is the story in that peak, and this is the story in that trough. When we get, I don't know, when we get rains, farmers are busy planting. So they don't call. It doesn't mean they're happy, but they're busy with the commute. Or however, by 11, once they have settled in the office, this is what happens, and the data shows. So learn how to use data to tell stories, but also unpack the story in the data, because C-suite don't have time to figure these things out. So they may be looking at it. Someone was telling me last week, but I was communicating with the CEO. I told her and I'd said, I'm like, imagine you're one out of 30 things that she deals with and you're not top 15 because the stakeholders that they're dealing with, from shareholders, board level, CEO trusts that you know enough of your job to do it. And if there's big red flags, you don't send me an email and say, this could be a problem. Because it also means this could not be a problem. Yeah.
Right. I'm getting the stories in the data and data to tell stories. The stories, you said the audience is supreme. That's you said if there's one thing and only one thing I am picking from here today, it is, the audience is supreme. I have stories in my head. So my question is, for employee experience to be great, for people to love their workplaces, to feel psychologically safe at work, to feel like I am living in my mandate, my mission, my vocation in this place, for us to deliver great customer experiences and customer service that then has our customers delighted, there surely must be influence, change, a shift. The team needs to buy in. There's such a we have tons of aremis because we are just elbowing, actually just elbowing to get people to. In fact, just today, a great friend of mine in a group said, please, my team is always just telling people that is for finance team, that is not my job, call the office. And she's feeling so frustrated by what her team is telling customers. How do we use stories, or how do we persuade and influence the team? And we have business people, even the team could be the rider. It could be anyone within that chain to deliver to the customer. How do we use stories to persuade, or how could we get them? Because the audience is now visual. This is the audience. Yeah. How do we do that?
People need to feel like they're part of something. And I have worked with finance teams, and they are as frustrated with you guys as you are of them. Okay. Like this guys just want to spend. And they're not answerable to shareholders or the investors. I think the bigger burden you have is convincing your colleagues that you're part of the same story. But nobody tells that story. So you guys are seen as flighty, emotional people. They just want to do team buildings, which is quite unfortunate. And they don't see themselves as part of this team because internal comms hasn't happened. Internal storytelling has not happened. Let me go back to the presentation I was sharing.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. The narrative is that those people just want to spend money on soft, fluffy things. Those ones, those customer service people, those HR people, that ops person in business.
Yeah. So we wouldn't spend much time on this one because I mentioned it. Just the art and science, we're all different people, but we can still connect. So this is a story for another day. But figure out who you are, because this is important, because you're the one communicating, right? As the CX person. Who are you beyond your title? In terms of credibility, can I trust you? And if people know nothing about you other than you are the CX director, or you are the HR director or HR manager or HR lead, it is just a title. But can we trust that you have our back? So how much do the people who matter to you, how much do they know about you? Are you credible in their eyes? And you don't have to go telling people everything about you. I hear a lot of people say, oh, but I'm a private person. And I keep wondering who a public person is. But if you're going to show up, you have to be more than your title.
Right.
You can't be one thing. And I'm sure most of you have experienced, you go visiting, let's say maybe a church, a new church, and you see someone in the choir, like, that's Carol singing in the choir.
Yes.
You mean she knows Christ or has heard about her, because the person they see in the office is very different. So you have to begin opening up, and I can guarantee you people will follow you to the ends of the earth when they know that you are credible. So what stories will you tell your team as you're asking them to work extra hours? For them to know that this is something you've done before. You're not just, nasty witch from the West. That you've walked this journey, that you see potential. And then when we go to story of us, this is now what you were asking about.
Yes.
Where's this thing? Wait. Is there an us?
Okay.
Ask yourselves, in this organization, is there an us? Are we on the same boat? Or, so the canoe and story of self earlier, or is it 83 canoes in the same lake? What do we have in common? I've had people, engineers, finance people, CX people, different teams in different organizations talk about what they have in common and what they're best known for. One of the best examples was a finance team in a super high pressure organization that they said, we leave no one behind, literally, because when it's pressure for deadlines, we will all sit in that office until it is done. Anyone who comes to this office, to this department, knows we have each other's back. And we will be nasty, and we will elbow anyone who interferes with our work, but work will get done and it will get finished and nobody's getting left behind. So while that is fantastic for the department, these are the departments that don't like them because they're very tight-knit as a department, but it doesn't translate into the rest of the institution. What are the rituals that keep us rowing in sync? And these are questions you then need to ask yourselves as CX and EX. Is there an us? Because if there's no us, even as you go to then pitch for the things you're pitching for, it's a CX thing as opposed to an organizational us.
Yeah.
So I guess your job, the harder job will be to create an organizational us so that when you're going to pitch, it's not CX that's pitching. What battles have we lost together? Which ones have we won together as an institution? And this then come up as you're pitching.
Right.
Because it's us, not as CX, us as the organization.
Yeah.
So that when you then go to finance, it is us as CG Inc., not CX. And then what's the story of now? What's the current situation? Are you aware of what's currently happening? Have we been in this situation before? What has changed? What must we sacrifice to get through the storm? You're then speaking language at that high level. We must make changes because currently we cannot get whatever in because of Ebola, because of Iran. We have been in this situation before during post-election violence where we had to close some branches, and this is what we did for the employees who were in those areas. As a result, in that year, we had much lower turnover than we did because people felt safe working for us. And the results financially showed 2 years later because our acquisition costs were lower. So I am requesting for a budget of X because, yeah. This framework was developed by Professor Marshall Gans. You can read up on it. It's called the Public Narrative Framework. And it's about communication and leadership. So story of self is your call to leadership. What's your purpose? And then there's a story of us, the community that you're building and continuously strengthening, the shared values and experiences. And then the story of now, what is the sense of urgency? What do you want people to act on now? And they all link together. Nimejibu swali?
Yeah, kabisa. I'm just nodding here, nodding absolutely. I think the thread that's tying all of these things together is the earlier thing that you had talked about, resonance. Resonance. Like, is there alignment? Is there resonance? Are we together? Are we tracking? So that I'm not speaking to myself. I think very often we just go there and talk to ourselves. And sometimes the EX and CX jargon is such that the person along the delivery chain does not even understand what we are trying to achieve. You've talked about NPS here. I was recently having a conversation with a colleague who does branding work, and we're looking at a calendar of one of the insurance companies. And over there, they've said we have increased our NPS by 17%. And we were wondering, this is a calendar, a wall calendar. In Kenya, the recipients of wall calendars generally are who? Who puts wall calendars on their walls? It's not people who will relate to our NPS has increased by, what is that? And so you said the audience is king, the audience is queen, the audience is supreme. I think that is a very big take-home message. And in that hierarchy, you've talked about the speaker, the message, and the audience. The speaker is very, very clear, you've told us. The audience is very, very clear. This messaging in here, what can we who are in kindergarten, because we are in the kindergarten, we are not yet at PhD level, we will be soon, hallelujah, hallelujah. I hope you're not like that preacher you were talking about, who all sound the same, they're all God, I know the person you're talking about.
Yes, TDJs.
Yes, we are all that. So what the message part, tell us that, and then we can wrap this up nicely. The message bit, yes.
So back to logos, to logic, credibility, and emotion. You have to ask yourself, why am I speaking? Why am I presenting to C-suite? Am I speaking to inform?
Okay.
i.e., I'm giving knowledge and information.
Yeah.
At your level, it's very rare that you will be called upon to inform, especially upwards. Cascading information downwards, maybe yes.
Yes.
So inform is when the geography teacher was teaching us about rock formations. That's inform. And now inform is available on the net. Are you speaking to inspire, to get a change of behavior, to get people to be more, to do more with their lives? Cue in motivational speakers. You can be anything you put your mind to. That's inspiration. It works for some. Or are you being called to influence? So influence is you're seeking change, but you're directing the change. So I'm seeking to influence a decision to increase budget.
Yes.
I'm seeking to influence a decision to reduce working hours, to increase the number of people, and once you're very sure what you want to do out of these three, you then start crafting. In many organizations, through no fault of our own, we are usually told by our superiors, I'm going to make a presentation, give me 4 slides.
Yeah.
You don't know what these 4 slides are going to do. So what's the purpose? And then you then ensure that if I'm seeking to influence, there is no doubt in the minds of whoever I am influencing that this is what Agatha wanted. Let's see, where is that? I know we're almost running out of time. Share. Hello. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're seeking to inspire or influence, this solution, what is it?
Okay.
Is it innovative? Has it been tried before? What is the cost? Because if you're looking to get a decision, you need to answer all these questions in your message. What's the biggest win? Who is winning? What is the trade-off? And to get to the better future, there should be no doubt in the minds of your audience what you need from them. Okay. Because oftentimes we make pitches, give proposals, you're like, but those guys didn't answer me. And I told them everything. You didn't tell them what you wanted from them. They listen, they're like, oh, very good. Okay. But you didn't say, this is what I need. This is when I need it by. This is what it will cost us in terms of time, staff, downtimes, whatever. And we need this by. Yeah.
Okay.
So your message has to be very clear to you, and even check with your colleagues. Am I communicating? Because sometimes the stories we tell in our heads are not as complete because we have lived that experience. I know the pain of slow turnaround time.
Yes.
And I imagine I'm communicating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I get that. I totally get that. And what you have said about the message, the middle part, the middle layer is clarity is king. Clarity is king. And not clarity for me, because I may have such absolute clarity because this is my lived experience, my everyday. But the audience I'm speaking to may not have the benefit of the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom, whatever I'm trying to say. So absolute clarity is king. And I should test it, especially if it's high stakes. I better go test it. I can't be going to test it on the decision maker. I need to test it. I'm so getting that. I think before we wind up, you have coached with absolute success thousands. You're making it sound so nice over here. Audience, self, speak. It sounds nice. What has been the biggest struggle, and what should we overcome? Is there something we should tell ourselves? I know you said there's no hack, it's hard work, but what can we do to speak well, to inform, to inspire, and to influence, like you have charged us to go and do today? What have you seen? What advice can you give us?
So 2 things. One, I have seen that the people who believe they're good at it because they are, don't grow as fast. I do this for a living, but the organization has paid. So there's something about there's 3 mindsets. So there's a beginner's mindset. Take every learning as a beginner. When was the first time you tried something for the first time? It could be speaking in public. you're not the person who raises your hand. So employ beginner's mindset. Just try. Beginner's mindset. Second is growth mindset. You only know what you know and you don't know how much you know. So if you're not trying to grow, you stay with what you know, which may be a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot more to learn. Third is owner's mindset.
Right.
The buck stops with me. So if I choose to pick, I pick. If I choose not to pick, and I've been in the same situation at times, I'm like, why? And I realized years later that I missed an opportunity because I didn't feel it.
Right.
So feel as many things as possible. So employ those three mindsets. Number two, which has been covered in number one, just raise your hand. Be a kimbelembele. For those who are not Swahili speakers, just be, what is kimbelembele in English?
There is no English for that one.
So if you're in a social setting, you've gone to condole with a friend or to visit, and someone says, who'd like to say a quick word, a word of prayer? Who'd like to give an encouragement? Start practicing in low stakes environments. Read to your children, to your nieces, to your nephews. Speak as often as you can in places where the stakes are not that high. Practice how different your voice sounds, because it's a whole toolbox. Our voices are amazing, but we use two tools. So expand, try, practice, fail as often as possible, and with time, you grow. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Good people, you've had it. The beginner's mindset, the growth mindset, the owner's mindset. We need to just shift our mindsets and grab these new mindsets as we speak to audiences that we really want to have our messages land. So we shall throw the link to the WhatsApp platform on the chat. If you have any questions, you will join in there and ask the questions in there, and we will endeavor to respond to them. We have questions and answers on Mondays. So based on this, and when you go through the recording once again, because there's so much to unpack in here, send your questions over. Agatha, how can people find you? We haven't even started to. Where do we find you so that we get you for our organizations, for our communities, for anybody and everybody who needs this powerful message that you have? Where are you found?
My M-Pesa number. So I can share my email and my number on the chat.
Yes, please do, because we need you like yesterday. And what you're saying is this audience is too small for the things that you are saying. Thank you very much, Agatha. You have really challenged me today, and I can see from the chat everybody is feeling like I am feeling. I think we have been complaining. Me, I am complainers owners association, or whatever it is called. I think I'm the chair lady of they never listen, they don't, the CEOs are this, the staff are this, that we just complain, and yet there's so much we can do based on what you have told us. So what is your parting shot? What's the last thing you want to leave us with? You've fed us great lunch, you've poured into us, we are excited about it, we want to go on action. What's your parting shot? What do you want to leave these good people with?
I would say get your colleagues as excited as you are about the work that you do. When I've listened to CX people, man, the stories you have of your customer experiences are amazing. And they don't spread in the organization. The story of how a cleaner managed to do whatever, take their child through university because colleagues supported them. These are stories that need to be told. Stories of how a customer was giving up and they were speaking with a CX representative and they had a conversation which had nothing to do with the products or services that you sell, but they left them in a better place and they came back and said, thank you. They came back, they were transformed. you guys are a reservoir of so many employee and customer stories, but you hoard them. Share these stories. And it doesn't have to be a big production of CGO. We need to get a video. Just little things, organize little internal events, get groups of young people speaking with older people. Just build the us.
Right.
Build the us. You are the best people to do it because you have the stories.
Wow. Wow. Build the us. And with that, there we go. May we tell our stories. There's a quotable quote here on the chat from Patricia. Very insightful and powerful as always. May we tell our stories more impactfully. May it land on good soil, and may the change we make, we will change the world in our own way. Fancy that, Agatha. That's the impact of your storytelling this afternoon. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for blessing us. May you be truly blessed. May everything that you say bring you your heart's desire and make a big impact to everybody who is around you. Good people, you have had no more hoarding our stories. Yeah, let us go out there and tell stories. Bye, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of the day, rest of the week. We meet in a month's time. Thank you so much. See you. See you all. See you. Bye. Bye.
Share this story.